Good afternoon everyone, I'm Brownie Current Writer and welcome to Pokémon Black. This video is going to be all about the randomised team that I had in this game over a year ago now. This playthrough was from 28th of May to 3rd of June 2016, so quite a while ago. But it was the one that started it all. Without this, I wouldn't be doing YouTube today. For better or worse. So anyway, we're gonna get right into it. Should give a quick note before this video begins. First of all, hey, 100 subscribers? That's pretty neat. I said this before, but I'm gonna say it again because it's worth repeating. Thank you so much, just for watching. Even if you just sit, even halfway through a video, then that's something, you know, even if you just stick around for that long. Thank you so very much for considering even just half the video worth your time. I mean, 100 isn't a lot in the grand scheme of things. I did kind of expect to get there at some point. And also, it's kind of hard to believe, but I've been doing this for a year now. I uploaded my first video on the 25th of October 2016, I think. The pilot episode. The testing out what it was like to do a Let's Play at all. But I'm kind of glad that I went down that route, honestly. It's been fun. Oh yes, and I'm making this video also so I can give a little status update on HeartGold. More on that at the end of the video, so I don't impede on the main part of it. But anyway, yes. So my team in this... I've probably talked quite a bit about these guys before. Oh yeah, and if you notice that it looks that the game footage looks a bit sharper, then it's because I've got a 1080p monitor now and I'm recording at a much higher res. Also, my screens are in horizontal configuration, so that they're even higher res. And now I can do videos in 1080p as well, so that's cool. So this is Amanta, she was my starter. Got her as Charmeleon. The other two starter options were Krabby and Starmie. Now, it didn't occur to me until after I was like, oh, I can get a Charizard, and picked Charmeleon, that my rivals would both have water types. I mean, I managed to beat Krabby, because that was the one that Bianca got. When it came to battling Starmie, though, it had Hydro Cannon, so... But look, she's modest nature, right? That's awesome. I got her, and straight out the gate, it was like, Charmeleon is modest nature. She had Skill Link, which... Immediately I was like, oh, that's probably not going to be very useful. And her starting moves were Blast Burn, Round, and Milk Drink. But when she evolved, her ability became... Slow Start. Thankfully, since she's a special attacker and she's my starter, I was willing to put up with it. Anyway, she kept Milk Drink and Blast Burn. I just couldn't... I didn't really have anything that I desperately wanted to give her to replace Milk Drink, so I just kept it. I don't know. Well, Psy Strike, that was the TM that I got for beating Clay. Probably the best TM I've ever gotten from a gym leader ever. And Fusion Flare? No, I think she just learned that by herself. I was going to say, yeah, it took her forever to learn a special fire move that wasn't Fire Pledge. Like, seriously. Or Blast Burn. But she ended up being pretty good, honestly. Despite being having her speed severely hampered. She had the Silk Scarf at first, for a long time, and she had Hyper Voice. I gave her that by TM after she evolved. She could thankfully learn it and replace Round. She had the Silk Scarf for ages to power up normal type moves because, well, when I went to the trainer's school to face Cheran, on the way there, my Route 1 encounter was a Vullaby, who died instantly. Then my Route 2 encounter was a Phanpy, which Amanta got a high roll on the second hit and killed it. And then I didn't notice the Dream Yard. Like, I didn't know where it was. So I had to face Cheran and his two Pokemon with just one. And they were Starmie and Alomomola. Charmeleon versus Starmie and Alomomola. Yeah, you can guess how that went. Thankfully, I just happened to find a Silk Scarf right outside, on the ground nearby, so I could power up Round, and even then I only did it on my third attempt. That was, yeah, after the second attempt I found the Silk Scarf and I was like, oh, wow, maybe I actually could do this, theoretically. I mean, this was supposed to be a Nuzlocke from pretty much the beginning, which is why I let the Vullaby be dead instantly instead of being like, oh no, Nuzlocke rules, because Nuzlocke, I hadn't come up with any Nuzlocke rules at that point. Are you serious? The frame rate stuttered and I lost my train of thought. I so easily forget what I was saying. But anyway, yeah, I decided to be lenient on myself since it was my first Nuzlocke, and I ended up having 4 deaths, which is, you know, I think that's below average for any Nuzlocke in general, so I wussed out of 20 deaths, including ones that would just not count under modern Nuzlocke rules. Anyway, next up is Tarragon. You see his ability? Gentle nature, yeah, that's kind of whatever, but I caught him at level 8 in the Dreamyard. He was my encounter in there as a Dratini, and I caught him and I kept him and I nurtured him all the way up to level 55, past the first round of the Elite Four, and then he got pure power. So, worth it? Stockpile, yeah. That was like the second move he learned or something. Yeah, he tried to use that to win in Lenora's gym, and nearly succeeded, but then her Girafarig used me first, and it me firsted Outrage and OHKO'd him. And that was one of the deaths I was out of. Also, I feel like I have to mention what happened at the very end of the game, in the very last battle. So the fight with Aldo was going fairly easily. His first 5 Pokemon were pretty easy to beat. But then his very last one, I beat his 5th Pokemon and it was like, this is it. There is only one Pokemon left that stands between me and victory. And it was a Lugia. I tried beating it with Optimus, who you'll see in a minute, but he ran out of PP, and he almost died from having all the Spadef drops from Energy Ball. So I sent in Tarragon, and Lugia used Smackdown, and crit! But thankfully he survived and took it out, and that was that. Gave him Earthquake for coverage. He's got leftovers for recovery, of course. Quite bulky, and amazing attack power, like absolutely incredible. He's got 484 attack. That's essentially what it is. Oh, Moss. He's docile nature, which doesn't really do anything for me. Oh yeah, Big Root. Yeah, for the first round of the Elite Four, he had a Miracle Seed. I changed it to a Big Root because I had the wrong idea about how the Big Root works, so he should have the Miracle Seed, really. So, Moss was my Route 3 encounter. I caught him, and I was immediately like, bad dreams. Oh well, just like Skill Link on Amante, I guess that will never come into play. Boy was I naive. At level 29, he learned Yawn. And I was like, are you really? You're really gonna give that to me? A Pokemon with bad dreams that has 100% accurate sleep on his opponents. It's just a shame that it's delayed by 1 turn. Level 43. He decided that wasn't broken enough and learned Spore. The only 100% accurate immediate sleep-inducing move. Absolutely no questions asked in Gen 5 either, because grass types aren't immune to it. You know, unless they're immune to sleep entirely, but oh, I still can't believe it, to be honest. He had Power Whip as well, which is, I think, the strongest physical grass move, which is great because he's got a good attack stat. He's got an amazing defense stat as well, eating up super effective hits all the time, like it was nothing. Icicle Crash, Sky Drop, Mega Horn, to name just a few of the super effective physical moves that he absolutely tanked. The Sky Drop may sound less impressive, but it was from a Gyarados, and there was 2 of them, and he still just absolutely tanked it. And when Tarragon here, Pure Power Dragonite, I had to take a calculated risk and use Earthquake in a double battle. It hit Moss, and crit him, and it did less than half damage. What a beast. Like, I just love how hilariously broken this guy is with Spore and Bad Dreams. Power Whip for really strong physical hits. Horn Leech to restore his HP by quite a lot as well. Well, yeah, he just happened to get Horn Leech as well. That's amazing. And he's my flyer. Yeah. My plethora of flying types aren't my flyers, obviously. Here's Twill. She was kind of the weak link. I just had her on because I just didn't feel like getting rid of her by the time I had a better Pokemon. Careful Nature is actually fairly good because she's a physical attacker and she just gets a bit more bulk. Flower Gift, however, is pretty much useless. Blaze Kick was a TM. Yeah, Amante had that for a while. Wasn't so good after she evolved and had halved attack for 5 turns. Wasn't so good anyway, because she's a special attacker and with a modest nature. Sweet Kiss, that's confusion, yeah. Strength for just normal stab and extreme speed. That's pretty cool. I think that was a TM as well. I think everything on her moveset except Sweet Kiss was TMs. She's Silk Scarf, of course. Here's my boy Optimus. He's my original boy. Every time I say about a Pokemon that they're my boy nowadays, like Alucard, I'm just trying to rekindle the magic of Optimus. He was just so cool. Hasty Nature is kind of rubbish, but he had Stench, which kind of works with that. I mean, he's not very fast, even with the boosted speed, but he's got an extra flinch chance, which is cool. Dragon Pulse. I think that might have been TM. Night Days, yeah, I think that was a TM. That's pretty cool. He gets to lower accuracy and its coverage, even though he's a physical attacker. Heavy Slam. Leafeon can't get Power Whip, the strongest physical grass type move, and Metagross can't normally get Heavy Slam, which is amazing since Metagross is one of the heaviest Pokemon. And I got both of those on my team. I got 2 pseudo legendaries and 2 Pokemon with moves that are amazing for them that they can't normally get. He's got Rocky Helmet, of course. That's a good defensive item. Katsumi here is the late edition after someone died, right at the end. Blaze Kick is a TM, Sky Attack, Surf, Waterfall, yeah, and Choice Band as well. Mold Breaker doesn't really do much for me, neither does Relaxed Nature, but Banded Gyarados is pretty cool. Yeah, since then I've put Choice Band on quite a few Pokemon actually. I think Kenya was the 4th. Yeah, that's the team that I finished with. Look at this. 2 pseudo legendaries. Bad Dreams, Spore, Power Whip, Horn Leech, Leafeon. Choice Banded Gyarados. I got all 3 of the Kanto Dragons as well. Charizard, Dragonite, and Gyarados. I counted up the base stats and this is the strongest team I've ever had. So, a great way to start off my randomized runs. If I didn't have such an amazing team, I might not have ever done another one. It was so much fun. Even with the emotional heartbreak. Show you that in the PC. Here we go. Yeah. So here's Scullaby, who I caught on Route 1. Good name, I know. I just couldn't be bothered to come up with a proper name. No, that's the wrong thing. No. No, 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 what are you doing? How dare you? How dare you disrespect Amante? Right. Adamant Nature could have been cool. Bite, Falp could have been cool. Trace could have been cool. But right after I caught her, a wild Lumineon, more water types, just what I needed. Wouldn't let her escape and took her out. Good. Just great. I definitely needed that. And here's Willy, who may or may not be a distant relative to Wagelobin, Lightning Rod Wailord. Oh, it was so sad when he died. I didn't even have him for that long. Yeah, he was only in my party for... Yeah, he was my Pinwheel Forest encounter, and he died on Route 4. So he was only... In terms of gym badges, he was only in the party for the 3rd badge. And it was just... again, if Nuzlocke rules had been solidified, then I would have been like, no, he's still alive, definitely. It was Cheren's fault. I blamed Cheren, even though he wasn't the one that killed him. Cheren as Unpheasant softened him up, and then I forgot to heal up, went up to a trainer, and they had a Lunatone, and I was like, because I probably had a Mente in front or something, and I was like, yeah, let's switch to a Willy, he can tank a hit, even though he's at about half health. He couldn't. It used Rock Wrecker. Scald, though. He had Scald. Poison Gas is kind of rubbish. And then it was Sam. I was kind of sad about him, but in retrospect, he would have taken until level 54 to evolve, so great. He would have been a rough list in the Elite Four. He was cool though. He was Brave Nature, which is okay. I mean, boosted attack is pretty good. He's got extreme speed to cover for that. Also, he's got Solid Rock, so super effective hits do less to him. What really annoyed me about letting him die in cold storage was that it was against a Chimecho. It was within range of killing with extreme speed, but I went for Drill Peck. It outsped him. I didn't expect it to. I guess I should have, but he didn't even get to earn a single gym badge. I got him shortly before Driftvale City, and then I lost him in cold storage, so great. And here's Gossip. Gossip was my second Pokemon in this. She was my free monkey, but I got a Whimsicott instead, which I was pretty pleased about. Also Modest Nature. Pretty cool. But it didn't really work with the moveset that she had when I got her. I mean, look at this moveset. Look at this bootlegged moveset. Spite, Cut, Surf, and Psystrike. Spite was actually surprisingly useful. I ended up using it quite a lot. Cut was just there because, you know, I needed someone to have Cut and there was no move deleter available, and then I just didn't have any moves as I wanted to give her. Because her level up set was terrible. Yeah, here's Whimsicott's randomized level up set. Because it's a stone evolution, I think. It learns barely any moves, but here's its level up set in its entirety. Leaf Blade, Spite, Endure, Cross Chop, Rock Climb, Leech Seed, Cotton Spore. Notice that there's only one damaging grass move there, and it's physical. Great. So in the end I had to settle for this strange moveset. She died on Village Bridge in the end. Right after my encounter there was Katsumi the Gyarados, but then ran into a trainer with 6 Pokemon, and I was a bit underleveled. All of this trainer's Pokemon were at level 60. You can see here Gossip was level 58, so everyone else was about the same. And then, oh dear, it was tragic. Like, the first 5 of her Pokemon one-shot all 5 of them easily. But then her last one comes out. Oh, and one of her Pokemon was Glaceon, by the way. This is important. Vileplume is her last one. It comes in. I send in Gossip for Psystrike, you know, for the sake of variety, since Amante had already picked up a kill or 2 in that battle. It didn't kill. Then it used Assist, and then it summoned Ice Beam. I lost one of my favourite Pokemon. I was so endeared to her because of this stupid moveset. It was lovely. And also her Battle Armor ability, Immunity to Crits, that came in useful quite a lot. But, yeah, she gets taken out by the most ridiculous RNG call. It uses Assist, summons Ice Beam, like it just happened to. Why couldn't it summon, I don't know, literally anything else? Oh my goodness. Even now when I hear this music, it's a year and a half later nearly. No, it is a year and a half later. 18 months later, after my Pokemon in the video game dies. And not even really, because I could get her out of the box again and battle her, it's just for the Nuzlocke rules. Even now, whenever I hear this music, I get really, really sad. For real. This music is subdued and almost melancholy as it is, but then... let's see if I can find that one MTC. Let's see, yeah, I caught Katsumi about here. Oh my goodness. Look at my alternative. It was you. You monster. Here we go. Right after my Pokemon dies and I'm listening to this sad music, my Pokemon who I've had since the very beginning of the game, and she had 7 of the 8 badges. I just had her for so long. And then this guy offers to add some soulful vocals. And I go up here, trying to hold back the tears. I see an item over there, which is still there. I never actually got it. I instinctively go to surf. But then I remember Gossip was my surfer. I don't think I've ever mourned anyone or anything so much. Now isn't that sad? Not in the wow, that's so sad sense, but the wow, look at this guy. He cried because of his Pokémon, and he's still sad about it over a year later. Well, it meant a lot to me. I don't know. It was because it was my first one. The other 3 had only been on the team for a short time, and this was my first playthrough like this. I've done lots of others since, of course, which you'll be seeing from. Well, I mean, I think that about wraps everything up. The frame rate's a bit low. I haven't got anything open except Bandicam and Audacity and Notepad. Maybe this is too much of a resolution for it or something. Typical. Well, to all those viewers who couldn't care less about my status update, then I'll see you all next time. If you enjoyed this video, then why not leave a like, and please do subscribe to keep up with the series as it continues, because there will be a few more of these. Now for the real hardcore fans, says the guy with just 100 subscribers, I want to have a policy of uploading at least one video every month. I can't do a regular upload schedule because I'm at college right now, and then I'll be at university, probably. And so I'll be occupied with that all the time. And I don't have that many video ideas, to be honest. But anyway, without further ado, I've done everything on the 4 remaining episodes, 38, 39, 40 and 41, except for the animation and a couple of minor edits. Let's see what this item actually is. Oh wow. Wow, okay. And I've done some notes to prepare for the storyboard, but that's about it really. Yeah, I'm taking this very seriously. I'm doing a storyboard and everything. I want to do this as good as I possibly can. It's not going to be particularly detailed. I'm not even sure if I'm going to use proper... I'm probably just going to do a few drawings and stitch them together and do some very limited animation. I mean, I was surprised when looking at going back to the Game Grumps animated Pokemon episodes, just how limited the animation was. And that was by a proper animator. I did have a video planned and executed where I could do this status update thing without doing just another 2-minute status update video. Yeah, because I definitely need another video explaining delays on the HeartGold series. That would have been my 3rd, but I went and dug up there's this Pokemon 3D fan game. Specifically, it's the one that's gold and silver in first person, with the original graphics all pixelated, kind of vaguely Minecrafty. I wasn't well informed enough. I didn't have all the background information I needed, so I ended up expecting completely the wrong thing. I mean, I think I went in with quite reasonable expectations of the game not dipping to 5 frames per second at every loading zone, since it's been in development for 5 years and the graphics are that simple. But yeah, well, honestly, it was still in pre-alpha after 5 years. But then I was too harsh on it in the video, and because I just went in expecting the wrong thing because I didn't do my research first. Idiot. And, more importantly, my footage got corrupted. I did manage to rescue it, like with Sonic Mania Part 5, but it was, instead of being the last 10 minutes of one episode, it was the entire thing this time. An hour and 47 minutes of footage. Just all glitched up. The majority of it looked like this. which is, you know, watchable, except when a number of times in the early part of the video it just froze for about a minute, like when I was picking my starter. Like I just stare at the Pokeball on Professor Elmer's desk for 2 minutes, and then suddenly I have a Totodile, you know? And, well, I mean, I kind of considered uploading it anyway, because editing it down more heavily and only having the status update talk and the not related to the poor performance of the game talk, because of the final battle against Faulkner, because that was as far as I went. Because it was a real acid trip. Like, check this out. Like, it's impossible to tell what's going on, apart from my commentary, which mostly consisted of, "Ah, stop using Sand Attack, you made me miss again." But I ultimately decided it was for the best to just be sensible. It's not worth it. So I would have planned to do this series after HeartGold, as a sort of monthly thing to keep my channel at least somewhat going while I'm really busy. But hey, it doesn't really hurt to do the first one now. Well, anyway, I hope I didn't ramble too much. I can probably edit that down significantly. I should mention that the next My Randomised Team video that comes up is, it will be the third one, not the second one. The second one is the one that I'm adapting into a comic, so that would be spoilers. Oh, this isn't HeartGold, I can't actually go into my bed. Right, I'll play on the Wii then. Wii is huge in Unova too. So I'll be skipping Black 2 and going straight on to Emerald. Oh boy, that one was great. And I was thinking about maybe doing the Black 2 one much later, like in 20 years when I've finished the comic. But then I thought, I don't really need to, because it will be in the comic. All the info will be in there. So I mean, hey, if you're interested in seeing what that's all about, then you can click the link in the description for some of this action. Wow, look at that. Well, once again, I'll see you all next time. Good night, everybody.